Hello, everybody. On today's show, we have longtime AV science salesman Mike Garrett.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, Alan. How are you doing today?
Mike is a Wikipedia of AV knowledge who helps clients find the right projector for the right application. Before we discuss projectors with Mike, maybe he can tell us what led him to his journey of love down the AV path and how did you get started?
Well, I probably have to blame that on my uncle. He was into high-end audio back in the 70s, and I'd go over to his house and he'd have all these exotic systems, a bunch of Mark IV Levison amps, acoustic, electrostatic acoustic speakers. Even had a custom subwoofer back in the 70s. I didn't know anybody that did that back then. But I remember one time I was sitting on his couch, he was playing some jazz. He had it turned up, trying to talk to him, he couldn't hear me. I was shouting at him and he couldn't hear me. It didn't sound loud, but he got his decibel meter out, and it's 115 dB.
Wow.
And that kind of got me started in it. I built my first set of speakers when I was in the 7th grade. And then I've just always been into audio ever since then. Buying speakers, testing them out. Probably didn't hurt that my mother was a music major, so I was always around quite a bit of music and stuff. She was a piano teacher for a while and worked for a school system. And then later on, I started getting into the AV side. I built a room onto my house in 1999, thinking I'm building a home theater. Wife had other ideas. It ended up being a large family room, 25 feet wide, 32 feet long, with a 17-foot high ceiling. And one end of it was kind of home theater using a direct view TV.
That's a serious room for a first home theater.
Well, but it's really a family room, not a home theater. A ton of slap echo. And my wife one day said, "Why don't you put some panels up like they did down at the new addition at the church?" I jumped all over that. I let her pick out the color of the fabric. I started building these wood frames, wrapped them in acoustic fabric, started putting some bass traps on some panels. Room sounding a whole lot better. And she came in and said, "I don't like it." So I didn't even put half the panels up yet. So I didn't put any more panels up. I didn't take any panels down. And then she said, "What if I give you the exercise room upstairs?" I said, "Can I do whatever I want with it?" She said, "Yes." So I went up there and I painted that room black. Every bit of it was black. I figured once I paint the room black, I've cleaned that room, I can do whatever I want with it. And that's how I ended up with actually a dedicated home theater in my house.
That's awesome.
You know, you mentioned some equipment for your uncle back in the 70s. Back then, that was high-end equipment. I mean, that was serious gear.
Oh, very serious gear. I mean, he was in a world where I could not even imagine ever getting to as far as an audio video. I mean, like I said, he had a rack, had I believe they were Mark IV Levison amps, about 6 of them, 8 of them, something like that. He had some serious stuff.
You know, back then, all we had was 3-gun CRT.
Yeah, my first projector was a Epson LCD projector, and that was probably about 2005. And I mean, I never imagined up until then that I'd even have a projector. When I built my media room, I built it around a TV because I just, projectors were so expensive back then. And after I got one projector, it just kind of kept growing from there. And like I said, then I got to where I started building speakers back again, building subs. And at one time, my theater room I have upstairs, every speaker and sub in it I built.
Mike, how long have you been working for AV Science?
I started work for AV Science in 2010. I've been in the construction industry. We'd had in 2008, the economy took a dive. All our equipment was paid for, our bill was paid for, we had heavy debt. And so we decided we're not going to work for free since our competition was doing jobs at cost. So we just kind of shut it all down. And I always was hanging out on the AV Science forum. and I saw a post where they were looking for somebody to go to work for them. I didn't even know what the job was. So I inquired about it and said, okay. And then I said, well, I'm on the forum all the time anyway. I'll try this out. And that's how I started work for AV Science.
That's awesome.
Nice. And you're
And
happy there?
yeah, I'm happy there. In fact, Alan, you were owning the company back then when I
Yeah, I
started.
did back in the day.
Mhm.
Well, I'm going to put you on the spot. Who was the better boss, me or Lori?
I'm not going to answer
You,
that.
you don't have to answer that. Might get you in trouble.
Right, one way or the other. Yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed work for both. No problem. At all. Lori was more probably hands-on, I think, than you were, Alan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's
But
taking it to the next level. I'm proud of her.
yeah, and as far as working for a woman, my father and mother, started the construction company, so I was, somewhat working for a woman before, so
Yeah.
that was nothing new for me.
So talk me through it. Say I call in and I'm looking for a projector. What questions do you ask to make sure you get the right one for the right customer?
Well, first, it's kind of all about the customer. So you need to find out what he's wanting to get out of this. As far as what type of content he wants to watch. Does he want to do sports? Is this all for movies? Does he want to do gaming? Kind of start there. Then ask about his room, what type of room he has. If it's a media room, a family room, or a dedicated room. And then, of course, budget. We then have to talk about that because if you don't start off with kind of some type of budget, you have nowhere to go. I mean, is he looking for a Christie Eclipse, or is he looking for an Epson uh, LS 1100? The two ends of the spectrum right there. So you have to know
Very true.
somewhere to start. And then if he's all about movies, you find out what type of screen he's going to go with, a fixed frame or electric, a solid or acoustic transparent. Start finding out what type of throw distance he is available to work with. And then, like I said, just got to pick the best projector that fits what he's going to do. That'll fit his throw distance, fit his budget, and will fit what he wants to use it for. And same thing as far as with the audio side. Is he looking for, how many speakers, on wall, in room, combination of? Is he going to be going behind acoustic transparent screen? Just basically it's all about asking questions and, get something that'll fit, work well for him that he'll be happy with.
Say you're on a desert island. Which projector, say, I don't know, 30,000 and below, which one would you take with you if you can only have one? Only one. You have to marry it. It's yours forever.
And so obviously I've got electricity on the island then. I'd probably take the current, my current projector I've got right now at under 30,000 would be a JVC RS 4200. I'm a movie guy. I don't game. I watch some sports, some football, and some basketball, but mainly movies. So I'm gonna stick with in the JVC realm still, and at 10,000 under, it'd be the RS 2200, also
Beautiful.
known as the NZ 700.
You've been in sales long enough. What is your split? What's the ratio between audio and video? Do you sell more projectors? Do you sell more audio? And has that ratio changed over the years?
I sell a lot more video than audio. Like I said, I sell a lot of JVC projectors. I've
Yeah.
always been a fan of them. Well, I won't say always. At one time, I was more of a fan of Sony projectors than JVC projectors.
Mm-hmm.
And then JVC's improved their product over time. And now I think everybody's chasing after JVC.
I think you attended most of the trade shows.
CEDIA is the trade
Yeah,
show I go
CEDIA.
to every year. I've only missed it 1 year since 2010, and that was the COVID year.
What do you think of video walls?
I like video walls for the picture quality. I don't like video walls for the audio. Yes, you can make excellent audio with a video wall, but you have to spend a ton of money to do it. And since I'm a guy that likes using an acoustic transparent screen with the speakers behind the screen, video walls kind of a little bit a hard sell for me right now. Though I will admit I am building a theater or going to be building a theater in a new house. And rather than angle the baffle walls like I have in my current theater, I am building it flat. So if I do decide to go to a video wall eventually, it'll be a lot easier to install a video wall there.
Mike and I actually attended CEDIA last year in 24 in Denver and had a good time there with meeting with the manufacturers and seeing all the other people there. It was a really nice time.
Yeah, I always enjoy going to CEDIA. It's changed a little bit because we had our JVC rep that changed on us that has been with JVC for forever. And so I was so used to seeing him and meeting up with him. I still see him at CEDIA. It's just no longer with JVC.
Yes,
But I enjoy,
yes.
yeah, I do enjoy going to CEDIA and seeing the new products and things like that. That's the best opportunity to see all the new stuff.
Yes, we now have Robert Kellogg, who is the product manager for JVC. Really nice guy. He was great with us and totally point blank. Mike is and has been the #1 sales guy in the country for JVC. That's a huge compliment.
Has CEDIA rebound yet from COVID?
Crowd was pretty good at the last year. It's not as heavy as it was probably before COVID, though. Still, I mean, I remember going to CEDIA before COVID, and you'd be sometimes having a hard time walking down the aisles because they'd be so crowded. And now, I mean, times it's crowded, but not like it was before COVID.
Remember TLC was our first time showing up at a CEDIA event. They had the Denver Broncos cheerleaders all around their TVs. It was really funny. It was entertaining to watch them do their dancing and stuff around their big nice 98-inch TV.
And that's some pretty neat stuff there, like that folding TV.
Oh, that was
that
huge.
outside folding TV. They did a good job on that when it opened up, as far as hiding the seams. That's kind of the whole thing. I waited around and wanted to see it open up just to see how the seams looked from, like 10 feet away.
I videoed them opening it so we could see it. Look for lines. Could not see lines at all.
Yeah.
That thing was crazy expensive.
Oh, yes. It was crazy expensive. It looked like a bench when it was all closed up. I mean, who'd want somebody sitting on that thing? As much money as it was.
Mike, how many JVCs do you sell a year?
He's gonna have to guess on that one. He does so
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a huge guess. But so far this year, I'm guessing I've sold 70 JVC projectors.
nice.
Rough guess so far this year.
I'd say
In total,
right.
I think annually they sell well over 100 every year, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that puts them at the top of the. I think they're one of the top dealers in the whole United States.
Yeah, on the reference series side, AV Science is the largest reference series dealer in the nation. Yes.
Wow.
I mean, small company, but move a lot of product. In particular, like I said, JVC projectors.
Yes, JVC you've done quite a bit, and then Epson is pretty close too. Sometimes they come in streaks. You get a big group that wants Epson, and you sell a bunch of Epsons.
Yeah, we sell a lot of Epson projectors, particularly the LS12000. We sold several of the QB1000 projectors.
Yes.
Epson makes a fantastic product at their price point. They're tough to beat, and they're a well-rounded projector as far as for movies, sports, gaming. Good product. Very flexible range as far as throw distance and lens shift. It's got more lens shift than just about anything else out there. So it'll fit pretty much in any room.
I was still waiting to do a QL3000 for them and review it and check it out, but their lens, it for some reason didn't fit my throw, and they're working on a newer one coming. So we'll see if that works.
If JVC sells the most, what's the next popular brand that you sell the most of under JVC?
JVC we sell the most of, then Epson, and then Sony is what I put. And Sony is they're making an excellent product now. I thought they were quite a bit distant gap between JVC and Sony for a while, but now they've come back with their XW offerings. They have good brightness. Their tone mapping of HDR is much better than it has been. They do a good job with sports and gaming. It's a well-rounded projector, good form factor as far as for fitting in rooms. They now have what I consider a very competitive product.
I would like to see Christy make a run in there with us, or Sim 2. us offer a nice DLP offering, which could go to the masses of the people who love DLP. They could say, hey, that one's not, super expensive and it looks great.
With the like what extended black that they or enhanced black levels now they're starting to put in some of the DLPs.
Yes,
I
the
can
real
see them
black.
making I can see them making a comeback. I mean, that's the only thing not to like about DLP was their native contrast. And so if they could improve their black levels, which is what they've needed to for years, they'll be very competitive because they've got everything else as far as brightness and sharpness.
You're not
Uh,
that far from me. When I get the 4K 860 soon, I'm just going to bring it to you, and I want to show it to you. I want you to get your opinion firsthand with your eyes right there, since you see so many of these, and get your opinion, because I was super, super impressed with it.
Yeah, I want to see that projector. In fact, I looked at a review about it today, that 4K 860, and the image looked nice on it. Contrasts look good. Of course, that's a video, so that can always be kind of deceptive. But yeah, I definitely want to see that projector because that's got a enhanced black feature on it, does it not?
Yes, yes, and it
Mhm.
looks terrific. And there's moments when it goes completely black in your room, and you can't even see your hand in front of your
Yeah,
face. To me,
because I remember
that's
the
super
native.
immersion.
Yeah, because I remember the native was 1300 to 1 on that projector.
Right.
So, like I said, let's see what it does with the enhanced black feature on it.
And it's about 7,500 lumens, so it's super bright. So it's pretty
Mhm.
impressive in your room. Again, we had one here for the Super Bowl, and we had our lights on 70, 80%, and it looked like we had a TV on the wall, and everybody loved it, kept saying, what projector is that? So it was pretty impressive.
Oh, for sports, I mean, DLP is an excellent projector for a sports lover. Because it does have good ANSI contrast, because you are talking about, with sports, everything's a bright scene. And so, like I said, a good motion, fantastic, option for a sports lover.
Mike, tell us about your theater.
The width of my screen is 9 foot. It's a scope screen with power masking. My projector is a JVC RS 4200. Also on my projector, I'm using a DCR anamorphic lens and a Lumigen video processor. My main source probably be Apple TV, though I use Kaleidoscape quite a bit also. So still waiting for some more new movies to come out in Kaleidoscape. So I've been using Apple TV more than anything else right now. Audio wise, I've got said right now I've currently have RBH 831 speakers, baffle wall mounted speakers behind my screen. I use 3 8-inch woofers and a large format AMT ribbon tweeter, but I actively pair each of those speakers with an 18-inch woofer, not a subwoofer, but a woofer, Acoustic Elegance TDH speaker, and to run my system full range for my front 3 speakers.
Does AV Science carry RBH?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
And it's a product that's made in the United States, so it's not been affected by the tariffs too much too. So pricing on that product, looks good right now.
Well,
In
it's good to
particular,
know.
made in Layton, Utah. And they not only just build speakers, I mean, they actually manufacture their woofers in-house. So they're not just buying product and assembling it.
At the last CEDIA, let's go back to video walls. Was there any one company whose video wall looked better than the rest?
There was a lot of excellent video walls that I saw. I can't remember the name of this one brand that we saw. In fact, you recommend us we go see it, but I can't remember the brand of it. That was an excellent demonstration. But like it was the whole package. I mean, it was like $1 million room. They had as much money in the audio as they had in the video wall. And the audio and the video was excellent in that room. That's what I'm saying. You can have fantastic audio with a video wall.
Was that Quantum? Quantum
Yes,
Media?
that was Quantum Media, correct.
Yeah.
That was it. Couldn't remember the name right off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think they're the best. Definitely.
The video was fantastic, and the audio was also.
Are there any major things coming that you're expecting, like with JVC, or anything new that you might know that we can't probably say anyway?
Well, since everybody's introduced new products pretty much the last year, I'm not expecting a lot of new products coming up CEDIA. Because like I said, as far as on the projector side. Now, what everybody's been waiting for years and years is an RGB LCOS projector. I don't know, if we're going to get to that anytime soon. I'm not expecting the next few years, but that's what everybody has been wanting for years and years. And but I think what'll happen before that, we'll get to two light sources in the JVC projectors, because the current housing on the two upper end JVC models are set up to where they can have a second light source.
Mm.
So that's what I expected, which will be good. Then we can get to where we can have DCI color space without having to use a filter and without having the associated light loss. And that'll be big. I mean, until we start getting sources that use more than DCI P3 color space size, we don't really need Rec 2020. Now, it's nice to have, but we need to have sources that are using it before it's going to be something that's necessary.
3D. 3D is just going away and away and away. And I'm sad now that I see JVC's discontinuing their 3D emitter, which may be a telltale for the future that they may not have it as well. And I don't know. I'm just it was a scary world to me because we have almost 200 movies in 3D, and our kids do like to watch it sometimes. So I guess I can always hold on to some older projector that does 3D, but it's scary to know that all these guys in the future, these companies, they're going away from it.
Oh, wait a few years, he'll probably come back. I mean, this is the second time 3D's come around. Wouldn't be
That's
surprised to
true.
see a third.
Yeah, that's very true. I guess it could come back just like, and there's
Mhm.
still movies being released in 3D too.
You're saying JVC is considering doing away with 3D?
We're not saying for sure, but we're saying their 3D emitter is discontinued. So is that are they telling us that unless they have a different solution in the future? But it's scary because it could be it's gone. I mean, look at Sony, their new Bravia 8100. It's gone. And
Yeah, I mean, that's the path. That's what looks like the path is, and not having 3D even available on the two entry level models with JVC, and discontinue the 3D emitter that fits the upper two models. And kind of the logical conclusion is 3D is going away, though we have been told these things specifically.
right, yeah, we should clarify that we do not know 100% sure. Obviously, this is just conjecture, just
Speculation.
Hey, Mike,
Yes.
can you name some of the brands AV Science carries?
JVC, Sony, Epson, BenQ, Sim2, Christie, and Barco. I think that covers pretty much everything as far as in the projector world that we sell. As far as screens, we sell a lot of Stewart screens. We also sell Screen Excellence, Screen Innovations, Seymour AV, and Daylight. Those are kind of the main screens that we carry. Audio, video, we sell Marantz, a lot of Marantz, Denon, Onkyo, Integra, Yamaha. Speakers, we sell a lot of Triad speakers, sell RBH speakers, we sell SVS speakers, BMW speakers, KEF. What I like as far as audio companies is somebody who makes a full range of product to where you can have a good selection for Atmos and the ground level speakers. Triad's always been excellent at that. Because rather than just having options of in-ceiling speakers that fire downward, they make a lot of products where it's on a 45-degree baffle or a 30-degree baffle that you can put up the ceiling. Therefore, they're aimed at the listening audience. So they have nice options for Atmos. RBH isn't bad. They offer some. They're a little more limited in their in-ceiling options, but they'll have good matching tweeters. They have in-ceiling speakers, AMT ribbon tweeters that can match their ground level speakers, or you can go with domes if you're using some of their dome speakers for the ground level.
RBH, can you use any amplifier with those?
You could use any amplifier, though they do offer some active speakers with their own specific amplifiers built in and the DSP that's set up. with their speakers. That when you start getting that, you're getting into their like unrivaled series with their active speakers, and then
Nice.
you're looking at all the way up to like about 30,000 for a pair on their unrivaled active.
Let's discuss Lumagen for a second, since they have a new artisan coming.
Well, you can take a pre-order right now. You just can't give them a price, and that's the only problem. So that's going to make it kind of tough to take a pre-order, but you can
Yes.
actually take one, and you can put an order in with Jim right now for the product. But I don't know exactly when it's going to be available. It's sometime before the end of this year, is what we're being told. It'll be an interesting product. If, you know, something does 8K, that'll definitely be future proof for quite a while. And knowing Jim Peterson, it'll be future proof for a long, long time. If you look at how long the current products, I mean, he's done a ton of updates. I mean, hundreds of updates. You know, people that bought a current Lumagen back in say 2015 to probably 2016, somewhere around there, the product's still current, up to date as of today with
Oh,
today's
wow.
standards.
And you think I think he mentioned it'll have a new GUI, graphic user interface, as well. So that'll be nice.
That'll be nice. I mean, if he does that and a walkthrough wizard for it, that would help his product sell tremendously.
A ton, yes.
People
I
wouldn't be
totally
so
agree.
scared. People wouldn't be so scared of it then, because like now, a lot of people get intimidated by it. But a walkthrough wizard and a new interface for the setup, a lot of people would be willing to take it on then.
It's going to be
Excellent
full
piece.
12-bit pipeline, I believe.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Here's another question. So say you're demoing your equipment there. What movie do you show people?
Oh, I have a lot of scenes, and with Kaleidoscape, it's really easy to do that. I like the intro scene to Passengers when the ships, you know, started getting going off and that. If I'm trying to show like the video quality, and I like showing uh, some of the movies from Avatar uh, stuff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I like to show on my theater and everything as far as that. I haven't really thought about exactly specific which ones. I just kind of go through Kaleidoscape and pick out, oh, I like this, and you know, click that and show that. And it also depends if I want to show off audio quality too.
So obviously Kaleidoscape is your #1 for image quality then.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Do you buy
mean,
any more discs, or mainly you just use Kaleidoscape?
I haven't bought a disc probably in a year and a half. Uh, because it's with Kaleidoscape, it's just too easy to go that way. And you basically get your disc quality video and audio that's equal, if not better than disc, and the convenience of using the Kaleidoscape system.
You don't have to get out of your recliner.
Well, my equipment's is in the mechanical room, so I have to walk out of my theater, go down the stairs, go to the mechanical room, insert a disc, and then go back.
Oh,
Mike, you
So
got
yeah,
it
it's a
rough.
lot more convenient. Oh yeah, got it real rough.
that's too many steps.
But I love having my equipment remote, not my room, because
Yeah.
my room's so much quieter. And I'm running my JVC projector at laser level 46. So I mean, you hardly hear it even in quiet passages of the movie. You can hardly hear any noise in the room.
What are you using for a remote control?
I'm using a Harmony, the Pro side. Well, I think it's the 2400. I still wish that company is around. It's got more memory in it, stronger RF signal, and a little bit more powerful as far as the IR in it. And I was surprised, really surprised. I found the RS 4200 projector listed in the database. So
Wow.
somebody's still adding some stuff to it, because
Nice.
you know that projector came out like 3 years after Harmony went out of business.
So if
I don't
they're
know
out of
what.
business, who do you recommend?
That's a tough one. There are some companies that have come out now that are starting to make some products. I looked at them and I was pretty serious about going to one of those until I came across, like I said, a new in box Harmony 2400 Pro. Was it one's called, I think, Full Circle, and they'll do pretty much all the stuff you want out of a remote, like a Harmony will, but you're talking a lot higher price points now than used to be. You know, Harmony was a bargain compared to now. You spend, you know, $300-400 buying a nice Harmony. Now you're looking at, you know, $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 to get a remote that's, you know, capable of what the Harmony could do.
So say you have your family in and you're going to watch a movie and everyone's excited. Do you do popcorn? What do you guys do for snacks?
Uh, be quite honest, it's a lot of time it's my wife and I most of the time in the theater. Though when my daughter and her family comes over, they use the theater also. But we use a lot of times usually popcorn. For me, popcorn and a Diet Pepsi.
There you go.
This week's episode is sponsored by AV Science. We're speaking with Mike, their top salesman. If anybody needs any home theater gear, call 585-454-1460. It's AV Science. They include free shipping. They have everything in stock. If you call today, it ships today. Give them a call.
Please do not forget to like and subscribe.
Mike, we don't have to pay you for this, do we?